Deuteronomy chapter 33. This is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, blessed the children of Israel before his death. He said he exists, came from Sinai and rose up from Seir, to then he shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of set-apart ones. From his right hand went a fiery instruction law for them. Yes, he loved the people group. All his set-apart ones are in your hand, and they sat down at your feet. Everyone will receive of your words. Moses commanded us an instruction law, even the inheritance of the assembly of Jacob. He was king ruler in Jeshurun when the heads of the people group and the tribes of Israel were gathered together. Let Reuben live and not die, and let not his men be few. This is the blessing of Judah. And he said, here he exists, the voice of Judah, and bring him to his people group. Let his hands be sufficient for him, and be you a help to him from his enemies of Levi. He said, let your Thummim and your Urim be with your set-apart one, whom you did prove at Massah, and with whom you did strive at the waters of Meribah, who said to his father and to his mother, I have not seen him, neither did he acknowledge his brothers, nor knew his own children, because they have observed your word and kept your binding agreement. They will teach Jacob your fair judgments, and Israel your instruction law. They will put incense before you and hold burnt sacrifice upon your altar. Bless he exists, his substance, and accept the work of his hands. Strike through the loins of them that rise against him, and of them that hate him, that they rise not again. Of Benjamin he said, the beloved of he exists will dwell in safety by him, and he exists will cover him all the day long, and he will dwell between his shoulders. Of Joseph he said, blessed of he exists be his land, for the precious things of heaven, for the dew and for the deep that couches beneath, and for the precious fruits brought forth by the sun, and for the precious things put forth by the moon, and for the chief things of the ancient mountains, and for the precious things of the lasting hills, and for the precious things of the land and fullness thereof, and for the good will of him that dwelt in the bush. Let the blessing come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brothers. His glory is like the firstborn animal of his bull, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he will push the people nations together to the ends of the land. And they are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. Of Zebulun he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out, and Issachar in your tents. They will call the people groups to the mountain. There they will offer sacrifices of rightness, because they will suck of the abundance of the seas, and of treasures hid in the sand of Gad. He said, blessed be he that enlarges Gad. He dwells as a lion, and tears the arm with the crown of the head. He provided the first part for himself, because there in a portion of the lawgiver was he seated, and he came with the heads of the people group. He executed the rightness of he exists, and his fair judgments with Israel. Of Dan he said, Dan is a lioness whelp, he will leap. From Bashan of Naphtali he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and full with the blessing of he exists, possess you the west and the south. Of Asher he said, let Asher be blessed with children, let him be acceptable to his brothers, and let him dip his foot in oil. Your shoes will be iron and bronze, and as your days so will your strength be. There is none like the supreme authority, mighty Creator of Jeshurun, who rides upon the heaven in your help, and in his excellency on the sky. The eternal supreme authority, mighty Creator, is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms, and he will thrust out the enemy from before you, and will say, destroy them. Israel then will dwell in safety alone, the fountain of Jacob will be upon a land of grain and wine, also his heavens will drop down dew. Happy are you, O Israel, who is like to you, O people group saved by he exists, the shield of your help, and who is the sword of your excellency, and your enemies will be found liars to you, and you will tread upon their high places.